Are you wanting to get into overlanding but don't know where to start? Well, by the end of today's video, you should know everything you need to know to embark on your first adventure. But before we go ahead and talk about how you can access places like this, I do want to cover one thing. Some of you might be asking yourself, isn't overlanding just another form of off-roading? And well, this is a controversial topic in the outdoor scene. I have my own personal definition, and I actually created a whole video discussing this topic. And that's exactly the definition I'll be using today. So, without a further ado, let's talk about how you can start overlanding. As with anything in the great outdoors, it's always good to find yourself a mentor or a group that have some experience and share the same mindset as you. You can often find these groups on Facebook pages, forums, or even Instagram group chats like the one I've set up for us here in Alberta. And if you can't find one in your area, maybe that's a good opportunity for you to go ahead and start your own and build your own community. And once you found a group of people that you want to go on an adventure with, I would recommend going on some shorter day trips to build trust and establish a communication protocol before you go on the longer trips. And once you have your team, it's time to go ahead and plan your trips. As you've seen on my channel, I use Gaia to plan my trips, and that's what we'll be talking about today when planning your overlanding trip. And this is one step you're not going to want to miss, because planning is critical in making any overlanding trip a success. First, you're going to want to map off places you want to visit, trails you want to do, gas stations, and your campsites. You might also want to add some grocery stores in there if it's a long trip. You're also going to want to go ahead and plan some backups for all of those. Don't ask me why, I know. And then with everything marked off, what you're going to do is essentially just connect the dots and plan your route accordingly. Once you have a route that you and your team members want to do, you want to make sure to go ahead and share it with everyone so that everyone is on the same page and everyone knows a plan. And with your team selected, your route planned out, it's time to go ahead and start packing. The first thing you're going to want to figure out on these longer trips is, what is your sleeping arrangement? You don't need a fancy rooftop tent like I do. All you need is some room in the back of your car, a foam mattress, a sleeping bag, and a pillow, and you have yourself a perfect sleeping arrangement for your first overlanding trip. Next is going to be your food and water. You're going to want to make sure you have enough food and water for your whole trip, as well as some backups in case of emergencies or in case something goes wrong. Also, if you're in bear country like we are in Canada, you're going to want to make sure to pack your stuff in food safe containers. Make sure that your scent isn't going to be leaking out of your car. And while you want to keep your food cool, you want to make sure that you're nice and warm. That means going ahead and packing clothes and packing many layers. The climate out here changes a lot, so that I make sure that I have layers for, well, the plus 26 degrees and the 5 degrees when it cools off at night. And if you're doing a winter overlanding trip, make sure you have those waterproof layers that are going to keep you dry in case you get a little bit wet. And as always, make sure you have a plan in case emergencies and pack lots of extra clothes. And then finally, make sure you don't forget your off-road recovery equipment, such as winches, traction boards, shovels, and so forth. I'm actually going to be putting a video together soon of essentially what this kit will look like, but if you've done some off-roading before, you'll know exactly what to pack. This will make sure that when the challenges arise, you and your team will make sure that you guys are able to arise to the challenge. And with a great group of people, a plan, and everything you need to make your adventure go smoothly, you're ready to go on your first overlanding adventure. With that being said, I hope this video helped you plan for your first overlanding adventure, or maybe reminded some of you seasoned pros. If I did forget anything, or there's something else that you pack on your overlanding adventures, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. With that being said, also don't forget to go check out the channel memberships and Flat 4 Off-Road. But I will be seeing you guys in the next adventure.